Why have the Seattle Seahawks not signed their second-round picks, Nick Emmanwori and Arroyo? We have quite the interesting development that we will be breaking down here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. All right, if you have not been tracking this story, you've come to the right place so we can catch you up to speed on what exactly is going on here, folks. The Seahawks have not agreed to terms with both of their second-round draft picks, Nick Emmanwori and Arroyo. And we are on the heels of training camp starting in just a few days from right now. The rookies are scheduled to report on Tuesday, July 15th. That is this upcoming Tuesday, all right? And the Seahawks are not the only team in this position, by the way, of not having their second-round pick signed. At this very juncture, there are 33 unsigned rookies in the National Football League. And to kind of put some context in that, folks, around this time a year ago, there was about 10 rookies that were unsigned. So 3 times as much. That's significantly higher than we typically see. And now you take it a step further. Let's talk those second-round picks. 30 unsigned second-round picks in the NFL right now. So, of course, you had 32 picks in the second round. So that means 30 of those 32 have not been signed at this point, with training camp almost here. And typically what we see as well is that really since you went to this weighted salary structure where it's put in place, this is where you're picked, this is the money you're going to make, we really haven't seen too many holdouts since those days that you had like the Sam Bradfords and the Matthew Staffords of the world getting paid and all that. So why is this going on? Why is this affecting Seattle and everyone else around the NFL? Well, the reason is guaranteed money is at the heart of the issue. And then you may be wondering, okay, so guaranteed money, why is that a problem? How did we get here, you may be asking. Well, the Houston Texans, they drafted Jayden Higgins out of Iowa State, and they set the tone for this by signing a fully guaranteed rookie contract to Jayden Higgins, making him the first ever second-round pick in the history of the National Football League to get a fully guaranteed rookie contract. It was unusual. Then, the very next day, Carson Schwesinger, the linebacker that was drafted out of UCLA, the Cleveland Browns, did the exact same thing. They gave him a fully guaranteed contract as well. They were essentially forced to do the same thing. So where do we go from here, folks? Now we wait and see how this all plays out. If we're going to see more guaranteed contracts, are the players and the agents going to be fighting with these teams? Is it going to drag out? What's the time limit on all this? Nobody knows. But everybody's on the same page that they're pissed off at the Houston Texans here because they have gone against precedent. And now they have backed everyone else into a corner to follow suit and give second-round picks fully guaranteed contracts, which we have never seen for second-round picks before. Next up is none other than the Seattle Seahawks and Nick Emmanwori. And Nick Emmanwori, seeing what those other two got, he's looking to get a fully guaranteed contract as well, and Seattle's playing a bit of hardball with him. So we'll go into the specifics in just a bit and what we expect for Emmanwori as well as Arroyo coming up in just a moment. But I want to ask you guys, are you concerned that Emmanwori and Arroyo are still unsigned with just a couple of days until the rookies report to training camp? Be honest with me. Weigh in on our pinned comment. Let us know why for yes and for no. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seattle Seahawks Today. We cover anything and everything related to your Seattle Seahawks, and we try to break down these complicated things in the simplest of terms possible. We are your one-stop shop for daily Seahawks coverage, as we're bringing you sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. We have our live shows 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We also are bringing you breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. We are closing in on a total of 68,500 subscribers. And then from there, we're going to try to get to 69,000 subscribers after that. So we're about 340 away from 68.5, and then we'll try to get to 69.5 after that. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. You'll be glad you did. So let's give some context here for how these contracts are typically done. The model in the past used to be for second-round picks what was called the 2+2 model. All right? What that means is that second-round picks would get 2 years fully guaranteed and then 2 years not guaranteed. And then, of course, play their way to try to make as much money as possible for those final 2 years of the contracts. Well, now that model is essentially over. It's done with at this point based on what the Texans and the Browns have done. And I think in Seattle's position here, they will have to give in to Nick Emmanwori and give him a fully guaranteed contract for these next 4 years. And they'll be the first to do so with their pick being up next and with training camp starting here in just a couple of days. And what that's also going to do is the Hawks are going to have to set the market now. Whatever Seattle decides, and I think it's ultimately going to end up being giving Emmanwori that fully guaranteed contract, that is going to make others kind of follow suit and continue going from there. You look at the next 10 second-round picks that remain unsigned here, and it's only the first 2 second-round picks that have been signed at this point, all right? Just for context here. Nick Emmanwori at 35, then the Browns again with Quinshon Judkins at 36, Big Jonah at 37, Travion Henderson at 38, Luther Burden at 39, Tyler Shuck at 40. We'll talk about him in just a moment. He also plays a factor in all this. TJ Sanders of the Bills at 41, Mason Taylor, the Jets at 42, Alfred Collins at 43, and Donovan E. For the Cowboys at 44. Here's where the Saints also play a factor in all this. All right? There have been reports that the New Orleans Saints, in their circumstance, they are being pushed heavily by Tyler Shuck to get that guaranteed contract. And the reason why Shuck is being aggressive, he and his team, his representation, is they feel that, without question, he is QB1 there in New Orleans since the retirement of Derek Carr. And so they feel like, hey, if I'm already that guy, then you need to put your money where your mouth is and give me that cash that I deserved for being a QB1 quarterback. And with him being at 40 there, that's a good sign for everybody else that wants to get that guaranteed money. If Shuck gets it at 40, then I feel like everybody's going to get that same money as well and be in good position there from that front to get that guaranteed situation. But if Shuck doesn't get that money, then we'll see how things go from there. Who is your favorite Seahawks rookie, by the way? Is it Nick Emmanwori? Is it Elijah Arroyo? Is it somebody else? Well, in the comment section, let us know who that favorite rookie of yours is. We have an insane deal right now, my friends. We have a Seahawks hoodie on sale. It was $55. Now it's $33. And I know it's a little warm outside, but don't worry. This thing is a short sleeve. So it's still good to wear right now. If you want to save it till later, you'll be thanking yourself. You got to get this today. Chatsports.com/Seahawks sale to get yours. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. We also have other Seahawks merchandise at that same link. Go see for yourself now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks sale to get yours today. So we already know what the contract numbers are going to be for Emmanwori and Elijah Arroyo. Emmanwori is going to get a 4-year, $11.5 million deal based on where he was drafted and his slot and all that. But the negotiations are about what the guarantees are exactly going to be. Arroyo's number is a little bit less, 4 years, $8.81 million as well for the cash that he is looking for. And, of course, because he was picked much later in the second round, he doesn't have nearly the same leverage that Emmanwori does in this sense. But with training camp starting on Tuesday here, that might help things out for Arroyo as the Seahawks will want to get their players in the building as quickly as possible to put this away. I think that Emmanwori is in good shape to get that guaranteed money that he's looking for all 4 of those years on his deal. If Tyler Shuck gets it, then I think Arroyo gets his too. But if Shuck doesn't, I think at the very least, with that 2+2 formula basically out the window now, Arroyo at the very least could expect to get 3 years guaranteed and the 1 year non-guaranteed there. Either way, it's still better for him than the old 2+2 formula in that sense. Bottom line, it's all about leverage. Leverage is the biggest thing in contracts, and the rookies or agents don't have much of it. So now they're taking advantage of the one time they actually have leverage here in these negotiations to do something, because the contracts have totally changed these negotiations since we went to the rookie wage scale. Now they have a chance to fight for themselves and step up, and it seems like everybody's on the same page with all these second-round picks, with all these agents here. Who's going to blink first? We'll find out. I can tell you one thing, though. Tuesday will be interesting. Who gets deals done? Who's going to report and show up on time? That all remains to be seen at this point, and we'll see how it all plays out. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.